Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Wicked Generation, and we are its redeemed. Today, we're going to be talking about following your heart, as in why you shouldn't. Here's some context. You always have those little Disney movies going advertising. Oh, follow your heart. It's not something that's infrequent to see in any given form of media, and even then, I think a lot of people's attitudes are quite positive towards the notion of following one's own heart. But what does it mean, and why do I find it so insidious? The desires of your heart, that's what they mean. They mean follow the desires of your heart, the lustful ones at that. Now, if you watch my video on 7 Deadly Sins, specifically the intro, the one where I talk about lust, you're going to understand that the nature of the human condition is to want more and more and more, to fill an infinite God-shaped void in us, right? Now, even if you want to take it from just a perspective of just solely within an individual's lifetime, by the way, we struggle with this human condition for the entirety of our lives, but Mom, I want to be an astronaut. Okay, honey, follow your heart. Okay, well, hold on a second. Within that interaction, you can see that little Timmy, little Johnny, whatever I called him earlier, wanted to become an astronaut. Little Johnny is Lil. He's going to change his mind. Why? Because A, he hasn't accrued enough experience. B, his faculty of reasoning and logic isn't yet developed. But you might think I'm going to be undermining a future point. The crux of my argument when I say it isn't yet developed. What isn't yet developed? His reasoning and logic. Okay, here's my case. First off, that develops by your mid-20s. At least, just your brain finishes developing at that point. And you're always gaining experience and knowledge. So why am I saying that our decisions should be founded upon, and directions we take should be founded upon, reason and logic? A, because of the continual nature that we have to struggle with. The lost. Not only that, but your sense of logic is much better at determining how likely it is you're going to succeed. Calculate the odds of any direction you take being a viable choice. You can do cost-benefit analyses and all that good stuff. The heart is impulsive. It's going to go for what sounds good. It's going to go for what feels good, but we all know that it likes the prospects of, any given outcome, the best possible chance, the best possible outcome of it, but it doesn't check to whether or not to see if it's what will be the most likely outcome, let alone an outcome. Here's my case. Most people tend to follow their heart and justify their actions with reason. You don't want to rationalize your actions. You want to use your reason and your logic to determine the direction that you will take, and then your scrutiny test with your better self, with your conscience, with your heart. See if those actions are ones of integrity, of good and moral nature. What do I mean? If there's one good thing that your heart's good at, it's not determining the proper direction, but it is very good. And here's how you use your emotions. At checking to see if something is right or wrong. This is very distinct from when it feels good. It's right to want to be rich. It's right to be an astronaut if that's really what you want to do. But you should come there from a position of logic. And why is that, ladies and gentlemen? Because you've already made the calculation as to whether or not you can do something, and you're going to succeed if you just stick your guns on the logic first. The true value of using your heart to determine the integrity of your actions is because you will then understand whether or not it's right or wrong. Right or wrong, or should I say, does it proceed towards the good? Before I get into what exactly is the good. Just know that I'm going to do another video on it later on, but be satisfied with the description I'm going to give you right now. Right? The good is ultimately what is desirable. It's just a philosophical idea of what is ultimately desirable. That's it. Now, there are, I think, two very large functions, or rather, two aspects of the human soul that enable us to get this close. Because here's the thing. The human is a composite of many different wonderful things about creation, including us having an animalistic aspect, as well as almost a semi-vegetative plant aspect, right? Now, the good ultimately lies at the point of balance between this sort of animalistic aspect and this vegetative plant-like aspect, okay? If we were to go and take the animalistic route, why would we be hedonistic? We would give in to the desires of our own heart. And I mean the impulsive desires of our own heart. Yeah. We're going to go ahead and we're going to be hedonistic. And we all know the route that that's going to take. Or rather, what's going to happen. STDs, obesity, poverty. Not fun. Okay, what if we take the extreme? Let's say the more plant-like, right? Vegetative. Slothful, disconnected, dispassionate. We flourish as humans when we are able to intake the necessary nutrients. As with any and all plant life, they need, or just any and all life in general, they need the correct type of nutrients designated towards them. With us, we need a healthy balance of, I think, all things. We need the simple, basic pleasures, and we need the spiritual attainment as well. We need the connection with this God as much as we need the groundedness here on earth. And here is what separates a real adult, a real man, from a child, okay? It isn't, oh, but my obligations and my responsibilities. It isn't, oh, but my family and my life. All right, take all that throughout the window. Now, by the way, quick note. It's good to have a family. It's good to be married. It's also a legitimate decision not to do any of those things or have any of those things as much as it is a legitimate decision to have them. Here's what my point is. You need to be able to take such external influences and understand for what they are. And make sure that whatever decision that you come down to, using your better reasoning, your better self, your better logic, your decisions are not going to be made by those things. There's a certain degree of intellectual autonomy that you need to be realizing as a man. You need to take into account things from all perspectives within yourself, and yes, you need to take account the perspective of outsiders, and then you need to come down to a conclusion factoring in all of these things, right? Not motivated so much by fear, desperation. Understand your fear and desperation, and ultimately factor those things in as well as your bare reasoning, right? I think that is actually your bare reasoning, a comprehensive understanding, a higher level of understanding. And the application of this understanding is what makes you a proper man. No, you're not motivated out of greed. No, you're not motivated out of vainglory. No, you don't do it necessarily because someone needs you. What you do, whatever you do, it's not even selfish. What you do is to act towards the ultimate attainment of the good, of the desirable. And if you need more of a description of ultimately what is desirable, it's what's right before the eyes of God. And if it helps you along, your conscience might be just the thing you need. And that's ultimately the highest part of your heart. And that's what's key to determining which action you take, right? You set the direction, you premeditate what you're going to do using your mind, and then the correctness of that action needs to be verified by the heart. You need a developed mind as much as you need a developed heart in life. And ladies and gentlemen, it is in that precision, that order that you go about living. The mind first and then the heart. Don't confuse it. Don't be the aggressive individual, the primitive individual, who will instead act upon emotions first and then justifies actions selfishly to others, and even lie to himself using his own rationalization. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that this video has given you a better understanding of why you shouldn't follow your heart, but instead use your higher faculties. Peace be upon you all, and until the next time, thank you.